What's up guys, Coach Az here. Today I thought we'd do something a little bit different again. I'm a little bit beaten up. It's our first week back at the gyms after UK lockdown. So rather than showing you a drill today, I thought it would be fun to take a look at the martial arts Reddit page. In particular, we're going to be ordering it on top posts, so top posts of all times, and I'm just going to give you my honest upfront reaction. Now, I'm quite active on Reddit under Warrior Martial Arts, so if you ever see me under the Muay Thai, Kickboxing, Martial Art, Karate subreddit, then feel free to say hey, recommend our videos, we really appreciate it. Let's get straight into it. Let's see what this page has got to offer. Alright, so here we are guys, we are ordered top of all time. Let's see what we got at the start here. Anime guy challenged to fight martial artist, and it looks like we are sword fighting, and I'm assuming this guy here is our martial artist. I'm assuming this guy, who looks like he's been pulled from a straight anime, is our anime protagonist. I'm not sure what they mean by that. I'm assuming they mean he's like a cosplayer or something, but I assume pro versus non-pro, right? Fair to assume. Let's see. But, oh man, that felt unnecessary. Well, let's go again, one more time. Walks straight past him, no respect for it at all. Slams him hard and comes down on him himself afterwards. So just watch that last sequence. Once he's got a hold of him, hip throw, and then make sure that boom, his body weight goes down on him at the end there. Pretty brutal, really. Obviously, we got no context for excuse me, what this anime guy said, what happened prior, how the challenge was done, but as you can see, one guy with a lot of experience, one guy clearly relatively no experience. I don't know, I'm a bit of a prude when it comes to fighting like this. You get in a cage, you get in a ring, you sign a contract, all fair. Within the aspect of the rules that you sign up for, I'm all good for it. If you end up breaking an arm at a jiu-jitsu tournament, it happens. You end up getting knocked out in a kickboxing match, it happens. But when it's like street-based like this and it's just a dumb kid, I'm not so keen. I don't enjoy it. That didn't make me feel too good, but what can we do? Good throw, I'll give him that. Good hip throw. Okay, so I've seen this one before, actual street karate. This is quite a cool video, so let's watch it together. So basically what we've got here, for anyone who hasn't seen it, this appears to be a street fight. Something's initiated, one guy is trained, the other guy is not. A lot of movement, head movement. He clips him there, he's got him rocked. Boom, head kick. And this, right there, that's the best bit of the video. So once again, I'm not all one for street fighting. I've done a video on it in the past. I don't enjoy it. I don't think it's a good idea. But if you're going to street fight, if that's the way that you're going to go about things, then that for me is the way to handle yourself. Minimize damage to yourself, effectively incapacitate your opponent, and then don't cause any unnecessary damage. You see what happened there at the end? Let's rewatch it. So we're light on the feet, we're moving around, we're keeping our distance, we're managing the range. Leg kick. Most people who haven't had a real fight before never experienced the leg kick. I'm not so sure about the Superman punch, but each to their own. Nice oblique kick. Again, making that guy fearful of the leg helps you to manage your distance. We come round, boom, counter cross. That's what rocks him. Takes his time, stays measured, hits the head kick. He goes down. He goes to follow up, but the guy clearly surrenders, and he accepts his surrender, and he backs up. Probably shouts at him and gives him a whole lot what for. But if we're going to go down that route, I'd say that was the classiest way it can be done, other than obviously don't get in the fight at all. Just a little humor. Jiu-jitsu dudes be like, I dare you to come down here, bud. Yeah, well, you know, that's where jiu-jitsu is dangerous. That's the whole point of it. They figured out how to make themselves dangerous when being on the floor. Normally, we talk about being very vulnerable on the floor, but Jiu-Jitsu, BJJ in particular, they've made an art form of attacking from being on your back. And I don't find it that funny. I think it's just straight up facts, but there we go. Amazing ref catches KO'd fighters. Nice. I mean, yeah, pretty wholesome stuff, I guess. As wholesome as someone getting elbowed brutally and knocked out can be. Yeah. I mean, good on the ref. Really good on the ref. That's nice stuff there. Because, yes, the impact of that elbow has done the majority of the damage, but your head bouncing off of a canvas certainly isn't helping. So if he even a little bit managed to slow down that momentum or stop a second bounce of his head, he's probably done that fighter some real big favors. And most referees, we don't. You know, the referee will stand there, they'll watch them go down, and then they'll step in. So for him to have the awareness and the presence in that moment to jump in and do that, you know, big kudos to him. Obviously, Muay Thai is a very dangerous striking sport. So the only thing keeping those guys even relatively safe is that referee, the third man in the ring. They're the ones who, if it's not for them, if they're not there doing their job right, that's when people can end up getting really badly hurt. Fights can go on too long. People can take additional shots. And in this instance, people can bounce their head off of a canvas. Luckily for this guy, he didn't have to. Or again, as lucky as you can be for being elbowed in the face. The story of every McDojo. I didn't open this dojo to teach kids discipline and respect. I opened this dojo so parents would pay me money to fight their children. I mean, I don't know if that's a McDojo thing. Because, like, yes, you do open your dojo, and part of that is to teach people discipline and respect, how to defend themselves, how to carry themselves, all the benefits of coming with learning a martial art. As a martial art instructor, you get certain benefits. You get the benefit of watching these people grow and develop. And that's a beautiful thing. It's probably the most rewarding aspect of the job. Watching a kid go from, you know, completely useless to maybe they become a British champion, maybe they get their black belt, whatever it might be. It's a wonderful progression. Even just seeing them open up that they can actually have a conversation with you and make eye contact. It's like that's the most rewarding part of my job by a long way. Obviously, we also get paid, you know, and but there's a real thing with, if you're earning money from it, you must be like a McDojo. Like, we all have to be really poor and put all our money back into the sport. I think if you offer a service and you offer a good service, you should be compensated fairly for that. Obviously, people take the piss. People take this too far, and that's a thing. And then what we've got here, as far as I'm concerned, it's a bit of an added bonus at times. Yeah? Like, we don't beat up our kids, obviously. We look after them, we spar with them. But when you look at it, yeah, the parents do pay me money. I effectively fight their children or train their children to fight, give them burpees, give them press-ups, all the rest of it. And then the parents come and pick them up at the end and go, thank you, we'll see you next week. I don't think it's a McDojo thing, but I get what they're saying. I understand what they're doing there. But yeah, discipline, respect, all of that stuff first. Building confidence, all of that stuff, great. But there's an added bonus as an instructor. Yeah, you get to fight the kids, and it's a lot of fun. Every strange planet gets how sparring works. Welcome to recreational face striking. We will strike by striking the hefty cylinder. Will we be striking faces today? Are you prepared to have your face struck? No. If you are not ready for face strikes, you are not ready to strike faces. Fair. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, so you'd be surprised for any... most of you guys, I'm assuming, have sparred. You'll get people come to your gym and they'll do pad work. They'll love it. They'll do fitness. They'll love it. They'll do drills. They'll love it. And they're really into it. They put Kickboxer on their Instagram page. They buy all the kit. They start watching all these videos, sending you links. And then you get to sparring. You get to sparring and they're having a good time. They're hitting the person. They're ducking and moving. They think they're Muhammad Ali. And then one day, they get popped on the nose. Maybe it even bleeds. Maybe it even breaks. Very rarely the break, but the bleeding happens. They get hit in the eye. Boom. Bit of a black eye. Boom. Bit of, oh, I can't really open it so good. Oh, scratched cornea. Right? These things happen. These things happen. They get hit in the jaw and, oh, it's a bit stiff or really bad. They can barely, open their mouth to eat. And then they come back to you and they're so shocked. They're so upset. They're so offended that this has happened. Their ego is so triggered. And you have to kind of explain to them, like, what did you think was going to happen here? We spar safe. My guys, we spar safe. Light contact, it's controlled, especially up to the head. Yeah, every now and then it happens. Someone loses it. It gets a bit heated. You miss it as a coach. You don't see what happens. These things occur from time to time if you're regularly sparring. But generally speaking, it's safe. But that doesn't mean that getting punched in the head isn't going to cause injuries. It's going to happen. You're going to get a nosebleed. And you need to be kind of prepared for that mentally. Now, part of your job as a coach is to ensure that people are prepared for that mentally, to ensure that you're doing what's necessary to make sure that they know what they're getting into and to build them up in a way that's safe. But there is that point where they're going to spar and they're going to get hit for the first time and you're going to see what kind of person that person is. Like, how do they respond to that? I've had some guys and they've responded really well. They've took a bad hit. Someone has gone too hard and I've held my hand up and say, I missed that one and I'm sorry as a coach. And they've let it go and moved on and we've got past it. And then I've had people that have been, for lack of a better word, tapped on the nose and have quit instantly, quit the next day, and I've received this massive, huge paragraph about how unsafe it is and how we're doing everything wrong and everything in between. You can't control people. It's fair enough. 9 years and I finally did it. Yeah, good for you, man. Good for you. The subject comes up a lot about belts. What's the point of a belt? Is there any point in belts? Is there any value to them? And this is what I have to say for them. There's certain styles like Muay Thai, they don't have a belt system, okay? And that's great. Like their whole thing is performance, get good at fighting. You don't need a belt to represent that. The way you know you're good is you win the fights. The way you know you're good is you win the sparring. There's no focus on it. But what you have to really understand, let's take this gentleman as an example. I hate to make any assumptions, but he looks like a very, very nice lad. He doesn't look like he's in it for fighting. Does he look like he's in it for fighting? I know looks can be deceiving, but what I'm saying is, look at the confidence and the smile and all the benefits that this guy has got from it. And that's from going through this grading system. Hopefully, he's not filled with a false sense of confidence to believe that now he could go out and win a street fight against anyone, even though I'm sure he could probably hold his own. Hopefully, he doesn't think that if he came against a wrestler or a BJJ practitioner that he'd be absolutely fine. He would not. These are the things, but look at the benefits of this guy doing it. Firstly, he did it for 9 years. And I bet you a big part of that was this motivating factor of these belts. It's this having a goal. Because again, I don't think this guy's fighting. He might be competing, but the fact that he's posted this up here shows that he's proud of it. He's probably been focused on these gradings, and that's meant that he's kept up his training for 9 years. That means he's been consistent. That means he's set goals and he's achieved them, and that's a big deal. And now, as a black belt, maybe he'll start teaching the new yellow belts. Maybe he'll go and inspire the next generation and he'll build them some confidence. I spoke about it earlier. One of the most rewarding things is watching kids like this. They start with you as a yellow belt, tiny little thing, and you build them up and they become a young, this guy's now like a young man, full of confidence and has achieved his black belt. I don't see anything wrong with it. You have to have a sense of reality with it as well. People need to be told and understand that black belt does not make you invincible. It doesn't mean everything, but it does mean something. And yeah, good for you, dude. You can get I didn't even give anyone a vote up, but you're going to get one. Here is a photo of a bruised 21-year-old white supremacist terrorist who attempted mass murder a couple of days ago at a mosque in Norway, and the 65-year-old worshipper, Mohammed Rafiq, who whooped his ass. All right. I gotta say, if my ideology told me I was a genetically superior race and then I got disarmed and whooped by an unarmed, alright, bro, I'm not sure about that, elder 3 times my age, I'd start to question my beliefs a bit. Okay, well, Yusuf, I don't like this whole brown elder thing, like, but alright. Politics aside, this is what we have here, okay? We have what we would assume, young, healthy man in his prime with some real bad intentions, a scumbag, to put it quite frankly, mass murder, white supremacy, all this stuff, terrorism, none of this we like, who's attempted to go and cause trouble, real trouble, at this mosque, mass murder, all right, and effectively has been disarmed and whooped by an elderly man. So it doesn't actually, does it say anything in here about it doesn't say anything about training in here, but let's assume that he's trained. This is one of the big things about martial arts. What you learn become like life skills, and they go with you for the rest of your life. And as you get older, like this gentleman, you still have the ability to a certain extent to protect you and those you care about. If it wasn't for this guy, I don't know. Again, we've got so little information. I don't want to dive into this one. I'm not going to go read up on it just now. But this guy, hopefully with some training, has managed to disarm and hold down this person and hopefully save a lot of lives. And whether he was 20, 30, 50, 65 as he is, good for you, sir. He had the ability to do that, hopefully, through some martial art training. So just big up Mohammed Rafiq. Boo on you, Mr. White Supremacist. We don't like it. Good, you got beaten. You deserve it. Moving on. I just thought this was funny as hell. I don't have anything against Tai Chi or Chinese martial arts. Okay, let's see. Tai Chi is great for self-defense. I still get my ass beat brutally, but I am really calm and relaxed during the beatdown. Alright, so again, I've done a video on traditional martial arts, or as Reddit likes to call it, by the way, TMA. You'll see that all across the martial art Reddit page, and I figured out that's what that means, traditional martial arts. And, one of the big topics on this Reddit is, are traditional martial arts effective for self-defense? Do they actually work? Things like Kung Fu, Taekwondo, Karate, Tai Chi, do they actually have any real-world application? And I've spoken in this video, you can go watch it, about pressure testing and competition and evolution, which are all things that some of these martial arts lack. However, this post, in a really nice way, kind of encompasses what, again, we were talking about with that guy who graded to black belt, is there's more to it. I know martial arts should be the art of combat, so therefore the validity of that art should be based on how effective it is in combat. But in 2021, where a lot of us are not engaging in combat, we can get other benefits from martial arts. Tai Chi will help you stay loose and limber. It will help you to be calm and relaxed. It helps with things like high blood pressure, cholesterol issues. Like it's healthy for you. Is it going to save you in a street fight? Obviously not. Is it an effective fighting system? Obviously not. But does that mean that it lacks all validity as a martial art? I don't think it does, because martial arts is a very holistic thing. It's a lifestyle. Like for me, fighting is a part of it, but the way it looks after my body and keeps me active and keeps me healthy, and the way it looks after my mind, keeps me calm, keeps me centered, that stuff basically trumps anything that I get from actually hitting people, getting hit, and all the rest of it. So yeah, it is funny. I don't have anything against traditional martial arts. I've got a black belt in karate. I still practice traditional martial arts. I still practice kata. I think there's a lot of benefits to it other than just the whole, can I kick someone's ass? Alright guys, well I hope this video has been fun. If you'd like to see me do something like this again, then please let me know down in the comments. Let me know any other Reddit pages you think I should take a look at, give an opinion on, give a comment on. We'll be back with more drill videos. Don't worry, I'm not changing the whole thing of this channel. Drills and everything like that will be back next time, and I will see you on the next one.